Welcome to another video on my pneumatic hand robotic arm with pivot motors and compressor. Last time I had the necessity to reconstruct the compression engine, and after some attempts I had the idea that I managed quite nicely. However, after last time and resting it, it turns out that it is much less nicely than I thought. For one thing, the gear, the red gear, for some reason has shifted, and that results in, I hope it gets clear, that it completely reaches to the inner side of the big gear. But that can be solved quickly. Another problem is that it has sank. The whole motor has sank, so it is no longer in the middle of the gear, it is down. And yes, I can solve it by lifting it up, but that's not quite obviously the intention. So right now I can push it up and I can push this red gear towards the motor, and in the end it will sink down again just by its own weight. And the question is how to solve this, because right now it's not completely solved, because when I run it, it is touching the edge of the gear, and then I'll have to push it a little bit inwards, and then it runs freely. So these are a couple of problems that I need to solve before paying more attention to the thumb and index finger problem. So how to deal with this? First of all, prevent it from slipping down, sliding down, and right now it has just the same construction, or more or less the same construction, as the other pivot motor has, which is horizontally. And well, no, wrong emphasis. Two parts which connect it to black parts, and they keep it that way. But this is horizontal. Now back to this motor. Yes, it's vertical. Can I change this? No, well, I could maybe put the motor horizontal, and then maybe have the construction horizontal, but that gives the problem with this connection, because this is just at the same length of this gear, so it will block the big black gear, and that's a problem too. So right now I don't have a solution for this. What I can do is making some construction here with a rope that that pulls it down or inside. And then I see another problem right now, and let's see if that is really a problem. I thought the construction of this was wrong, but I start doubting that. First thing to do, running it and see if that is really a problem. Last time it was a problem. Before running the compressor engine, I want to test a simple way to prevent the motor from sliding down, which is putting this right under this construction. So when I put it like this, it will fit perfectly under this construction and under the motor. So as good as it gets for now. Time to actually run the compressor, for which I will only use the diagnose interface. So the question is this still stable enough? Because it has to run for quite a long time. And if I not much difference. It runs quite okay, and I think that is exactly what I need. So now it can't slide down anymore, which is good. Alright, now it is actually time to pay some attention to the other end of the compressor, or more appropriately the other end of the tubes, which is the hand, because that is causing still a problem between a thumb and index finger. So let's move there. So once again, thumb, index finger, and this is the problem acting up. It does not slide down nicely. So the piston pushes it outside upon pressing the switch, when everything is under pressure from the compressor, of course. And then, yeah, this is the problem, unless this helps a bit, but how can this be solved? So, in order to make both things happen, I have to start the program, and then everything will start to turn. So I need to take some distance to the situation, have everything run, and then see how things work out. Oops. So first close the interface, the diagnose interface. And there you see what happens. And another thing you see happen is that the compressor is not going very fast. So I think I need to increase the speed of the compressor. And by the sound of it, it's even going slower and slower. I don't like that. But let's see if there's enough compressor now. So here I press the switch. Well, and there you go. And the sump, yeah, it works, but not really nicely, to be honest. So once again, it works, kind of. But then, yeah, alright. So, two things to solve. Software and reconstruction. So, looking at the software, well, I've just stopped the program from running. The diagnosis interface is not active. So, up to software. Now the question is the compressor, that is this one, and it runs at speed 3. So I think I should increase this to at least 5. Direction does not matter at all, contrary to this one and this one. And it will have to show if this is even right. Speed 3 shows that it is sufficient to compress air, but it really sounds like slow. So let me save this and start the program again. And then also the question is this really necessary to have it run that fast? Can the whole compressor construction cope with it? I do think so. Unfortunately, I don't have an on-screen camera, in-screen camera, so I can't show you what is happening now. I will touch the sump, which goes very fast now. Then I am pressing the index finger, and it immediately has the same problem. So and the only thing that works faster is the compressor. The pneumatics work a little bit faster, but that is probably Yeah, because the motor runs faster, so there is more compression. So I think this is it for now. And back to reconstruction of the sump then. So let me first stop this. Yeah. Pay attention to the sump. Reconstructing of the sump, or more appropriately this part of the sump, is going to be quite a challenge, because this I want this to be quite horizontal. Does it need to be horizontal? Probably not quite, but in this situation it needs to cover the full length. So if you compare this distance between the hinge and this hinge, approximately half centimeter or so, and here it doesn't even have half centimeter, more like 1 millimeter. So that's already different. So what can I do to solve this? I could take this one out, put it more horizontal, but what would the effect be? So I am taking this away, putting this slightly in. There goes that one. So when I put this in there, this is obviously no longer a problem. And will this be a problem? Well, actually yes, because now the switch is much closer to this connector, and when I just want to grab it, when I want to grab this, I know I have to reach under the stump, feeling it, and that works. But here, okay, it kind of works, but touching this is not nice. Then again, how does it work in biology? You don't press the finger on top to have it to go. You just push it away, and that's the same intention that I have here. So how to exactly solve this? If I push it even further up, then it becomes a problem with this hinge. So that would not exactly be advisable. So when exactly does it stop being a problem with the index finger? This is a problem situation. this kind of, but it still pushes here. And the only way to really solve this problem is to move the switch to the side, and then only the switch for the thumb. So I'm going to remove this one, put this construction right here, and this is no longer necessary. And then put this thumb switch here. So this will go and this will go, most likely. So next question, how will it run indeed? I'm going to raise testing. So the camera will move backwards a bit and up, and let's see how things go. So pressing and yeah, that's a little bit of a problem because the compressed air hasn't built up yet. Now probably will. Yes. And that's it, I think. Yes, I have to wait a bit. Yes, there it comes again. Yeah, well, I think it is not the nicest solution, but at least this works. So if I come up with a better solution, I will go for that one. And then looking at the compressor, it doesn't give a very nice sound. So pulling it is not improving the sound, so let's just keep it that way. Alright, now the rest of the fingers. Yep. And ring finger, little finger. Why doesn't the little finger go? I have a problem with the little finger. So I think I should go to Diagnostics and see if the little finger responds anyway. That means the electrical part, because I'm pressing it way too long now. Alright. Some more diagnostics. So I have to check the little finger. I have to open the diagnosis interface. Yes. And this time I don't have to do anything with the motor. I only have to check here. So I'm reaching for the little finger. Press the switch. Electrically it's alright. And then the others are without any doubt correct as well. So which leads to the question, why doesn't the pneumatics respond? That's a very good question. Electrically is alright, which leads to it is input 1, digital 1 is output 5. Motor output 5. And let's see, motor 1 is 1 and 2, motor 2 is 3 and 4. Yep, there is a wiring problem that I have to solve. And that is indeed motor 5 or output 5 that is not responding. So not a electrical issue. Yeah, it is an electrical issue actually, but not with the switch. So I have to find a wire that has come out of the connector. Oops. Well, that was fixed. So running the program again, because that's the only way I can check the cooperation between between the wires and the pneumatics. And in this case, the wire to the pneumatic valve was interrupted. So let's check again. And I wait a little bit until pressure has built up. Let's see if it works now. Little finger only. Yes. Again. Yes, now it works. And then index finger, thumb. Yes, works. Middle finger. Ring finger. Alright, so by now it seems like everything is working. The hand is working. The wrist is working. The arm pivot is working nicely. And there it goes back. And by now the switch is working nicely. So also the vertical gearbox seems to work nicely, although right now I don't see anything happening there, which it used to do. So why aren't they, why isn't the virtual gearbox doing anything, I wonder. Wiring here. Alright. Wires are a bit weakness. Anyway. Is it working? Yeah, now it's working again. Alright. Thank you for watching. So, I reconstructed the compressor engine, and I reconstructed the thumb, and I had to do some wiring on the pneumatic valves, and not to forget increase the compression engine speed. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And if you like what I do, please consider to make a little donation to my PayPal, so I can continue making these vlogs and nice videos. For more information, please see my website. Also for other information on my other projects. And this is probably to be continued with new ideas. Bye bye.